So I'm back again, and this one's about comparing yourself to other people. I know some of you might be watching this thinking, well, I don't. Well, I didn't think I did either. But then looking deeper, I thought, hang on a minute, I do. Or I did at least. So we're going to go a bit deeper into it, and then maybe the chances are you are yourself. And I can tell you right now, it's doing you no favours. So let's get on with it, shall we?
Kingy, back with another one.
And this video's called Stop Comparing Yourself to Others. Now let's think about this one, chaps. We're all born unique. We're all different in many different ways. For example, do you think, I know he's dead now, but do you think Stephen Hawking concerned himself with how fast Usain Bolt is? I don't think so. If he was sat there in his chair thinking, God, I wish I were that fast. Why can't I be that fast? What's that doing to him? One thing, he's using up energy in his brain on all that negative shit when he could be focusing on what he can do and what he can achieve. I mean, that's like me. If I looked at this guy and I'm thinking to myself, why can't I be as good at basketball as him? No matter how much I train, I just can't seem to beat him. Well, I'm about 6 feet tall. I'm not 7 foot. And there's other factors involved as well. Why, he's always going to beat me. I don't let it bother me. I mean, I don't play much basketball anyway, like. But what about something I do? Now, I do go to the gym. And I do build my physique, bodybuilding. And I want to look good, I want to be strong, and I want to be fit. But if I looked at Arnold Schwarzenegger, say, and I kept thinking to myself, why can't I look like him? I'm going to send myself crackers. Because first of all, naturally, I've got quite a small frame. I've got narrow bone structure. I've got skinny wrists. I've got narrow shoulders, narrow rib cage. So I've got to really work these delts to have some width about me. So I'm never going to be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger was because my frame's too small. I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm competing with me. Do I look better than I did last year? Yes, I do. There we go then. I'm only in competition with me. I'm not concerning myself with other people and what they're doing. Do you think the lion looks at the fish and thinks, oh, why can't I swim like that? I don't think so. Do you think the eagle looks at the elephant and thinks, oh, why can't I be that big? I don't think so. Do you get my point? Worry about you or you. You're in this world as you. This is your game. This is your life. Why are you concerning yourself about other people's? It makes no sense, does it? All it's doing is making you... It's hurting you. That's all it's doing. And anything that you're entertaining, any thought you're entertaining that hurts you is kind of making you weaker. It's one thing you're putting energy into something that's negatively affecting you when you could be using that energy on something productive. And it's going to make you feel bad as well. Why would you want to feel bad? I mean, I used to think about this. Like, I used to always say to myself, well, I don't compare myself to other people. I'm all about me and what I'm doing. But then I really thought about this and I thought, is that true? Yes, it is now, but that wasn't the case before when I was saying it. Now, I'll give you an example. Sometimes I could be in the gym and I'd see a guy who looks really big and muscular and looks well. And I'd look at him thinking, oh yeah, he looks good. And then all of a sudden I'd look at myself and think, oh, his biceps are a bit bigger than mine. It's like, so? And in some respect, if it's achievable, some of these guys are massive. Do you know what I mean? Again, getting back to the frame, I'm naturally a very small frame, so I've had to really work hard on these delts to get some width. But if there's a guy in there who's naturally got giant wide shoulders anyway. He's always going to be wider than me, isn't he? And then there's roids. I've never touched any steroids in my life. Yeah, a lot of juice heads in there. I'm not in competition with them, am I? I'm focusing on me. You know, that's all it's about. As long as I'm better than the me I was yesterday, always strive for that, and you should be too. That's all that matters. And you can look back on yourself and think, God, look at me then. I thought I looked alright then. But then compare that to me now, you think, Christ, you know, I've come on. And that's enough motivation. That's the motivation you need. Because when you see yourself thinking, look at my progression, you see how far you've come, and then you can have that sense of pride then, do you know what I mean? You can think, I've come a long way. And that'll spur you on because you've seen the progress. It's not for nothing. There's nothing that motivates you more than that, especially in the likes of the gym or whatever it is that you're doing, really. I mean, look at these videos, for instance. If I compared myself to everybody else, thinking, oh, he got loads more views than me, I'm not happy about that. What will that be doing? I'm worrying about my channel. As long as my channel is improving, and it is, I can look back at my earlier videos and think, you know, send a glass eye to sleep. But, you know, I'm getting more entertaining, and my editing skills, I mean, I'm a bit of a caveman. I am. When it comes to modern day technology, I haven't a clue. But step by step, I've been like learning a little bit more and a little bit more every couple of weeks. Because if I try and digest it all in one go, it's just not going to happen. And if you look at my videos now compared to back when I first started, they're miles better. And again, I'm in competition with me. I'm in competition with the me last week and the videos last week. They've got to be better than that. Work that way. I mean, obviously not always. Sometimes, you know, I had a bit of a burnout recently, so my performance, you know, it's gonna dip a bit. But as long as, you know, it's up and down, think of that like a graph. Do you know what I mean? But as long as you're progressively going up, even if it's staggered, as long as you're still going up, that's all that matters. And how else do I used to sort of compare myself to other people? I got a friend who's an amazing musician. He's fantastic. And I used to watch him, I mean, guitar, singing, piano. I mean, there's not much he can't do. And I do a bit of music on the side. It's like a bit of a side hobby, which not so much now with this. I picked up the guitar once this year. But even before, I wasn't as motivated, and I didn't really, you know, I just dabbled really. And I look how good he is and think, oh, wish I were that good. But then if I really wanted to be that good, I'd have put in the work, wouldn't I? And then, even though I can look at him and think, God, I wish I was that good, in reality, I don't. See, like I just said, I'd have put in more work if I really wanted it, but I didn't. I had other hobbies that was more of a priority to me over the music. So how can I, think of this realistically, how can I expect to be as good at music as him when I'm putting in that much effort to it compared to his effort like that? I'm not saying I was jealous, but more admiration, and think, but then you always turn it on yourself, don't you? And think, oh, I should be doing more, or I should be better. Well, that's not the case. It's time and everything like that. Like I said, I've got various other hobbies. I've got children that he didn't have. My time is stretched too much. I don't really have as much as he did. So, and he dedicated his life to it. So I was never going to be as good, am I? Not in a million years. And I won't say I didn't push myself with it anyway. But even still, I'd look at him and think, oh, I wish I were that good. And it's not good for you, is it? And I know I'm proper rambling here, but I mean, me comparing myself to other YouTubers. There's YouTubers that have been around for ages. They've got loads more subscribers and views than me. And why would I concern myself with them? I'm only worried about what I'm doing. Either it takes off or it doesn't. But all I'm actually bothered about is that I am helping people and I'm progressing. I'm sure a lot of you that followed me from the beginning, you can see the progression. I know I can, and I'm proud. And I will continue to progress, and I will continue to focus on me. And that's it. I will not concern myself with anybody else because it's not productive. So if you're comparing yourself to everybody else or anybody else, give it a rest. It's not productive. Compare yourself to the you last week. Yeah? And be better. And be the best you. And do it for you. Cheers.